This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. So as everyone knows, President Trump federalized Washington D.C. just over a week ago, and everyone was claiming that, oh, crime is not actually that bad in D.C. It's actually very good. This is not going to do anything. Trump's acting like a dictator. Nobody likes this idea. And that was the narrative that Democrats were pushing. You think I'm exaggerating, but look at this. This is the mayor of D.C. not even a week ago saying, by some miracle, violent crime in Washington, D.C. is at all-time lows. I mean, this is insane. This is what Democrats were claiming just over a week ago. They were saying there's no crime in D.C. In fact, we're at 30-year lows, which anyone with eyes could tell you that's insane to even suggest. But no, Democrats really thought that, yeah, crime is non-existent in D.C., Trump is acting like a dictator, and this plan that he's proposing for federalizing the city, it's not going to do anything. Well, we are getting our first results for the federalization of D.C., and it is clear that Trump's plan is working. As according to the D.C. Police Union just over a day ago, this is the crime ever since the federal government took over D.C. just over a week ago. Robberies are down by 46%, carjackings down 83%, car theft 21%, violent crime 22%, property crime 6%, all crimes are down by over 8%. Yeah, in just 1 week of Trump's admin taking over DC, we have dropped crime by over 8%, especially violent crime, 22% in just 1 week. There's like 450 people arrested right now. All the people are getting off the streets as we speak. And for whatever reason, Democrats really thought that this was a smart idea to attack Trump over this. Again, this was their messaging. They were pushing this. They were claiming that violent crime in D.C. is at all-time lows, 30-year lows, down 52% from 2019. And crime as a whole, actually not just one section, no, every aspect has gone down by some miracle by like 50%, 60%, 80%. And Democrats and a lot of people on the left, they ran with this. This was their narrative. Yet, despite them claiming that DC is so safe, we're not even a week into this program and already crime is going way down. So yeah, that narrative is down the toilet. They were saying there's no crime whatsoever. It's a very safe city. Really? It's so safe that in just 1 week, even though we have not federalized everything just yet, we have, but we have not sent all the National Guard in yet. We've not done that fully yet. Despite that, right now, crime is collapsing. Now, I know this is over a week and a lot could happen, but guys, if this was just noise and like, oh, there's no proof of anything happening, this is just a statistical fluke, why is everything going down by 10%? Why? Why is every crime going down 20%, 25%, 80%? All crimes as a whole, 8%. If this was statistical noise, you would see some crimes go up quite a bit, but you didn't. In fact, you saw the opposite occur. Crimes are crashing in DC as we speak. Because guess what? When you federalize these the police, especially in DC, and let them do their damn jobs, guess what? Crime goes down. You arrest people and not just release them 5 minutes later. No, you actually arrest them and they're off the streets. So this idea that this was going to somehow do nothing, in fact, it's going to hurt Trump and, it's going to somehow cause a surge in crime. There's some people saying that. There are some people claiming that, oh, Trump's policies are racist. It's not going to do anything about crime. Yeah, that went well. It did not happen. In fact, it was the opposite of what Democrats were claiming. But speaking about these all-time low statistics, because that's what Democrats were claiming for about a week, that, oh, crime in D.C. is all-time lows, even though anybody that's honest with you would tell you that, yeah, D.C. right now is a shithole. There's homeless people everywhere. People are getting carjacked left and right. You're getting stabbed. You're getting mugged. It's a shithole right now. That's our nation's capital. It's one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Not just in America, in the world. And that's our capital. Well, now it's coming out that, yeah, it turns out the statistics that Democrats were citing, it was all bullshit. As a chairman of the D.C. Police Union reveals that there was extensive fraud in the D.C. crime stats. As the higher-ups of the D.C. Police Department, they were saying, no, don't report this crime. We have to make crimes look low to make it look like we're doing our jobs. Yeah, this is real. And it sounds like there are real investigations going on into what's going on here. How can there be a magical collapse in crime when people are getting mugged left and right, you're getting shot, you're getting stabbed, the place looks filthy? What's really going on here? It's as if the higher-ups were full of shit, they were lying, and they were pushing bullshit statistics to make it seem like they're doing a good job. And other cities are doing this, not just DC. Look at LA. They don't report crimes in LA anymore, in New York. They don't report statistics that are worth a damn. They just say, oh, crime went down 90%. When anyone would tell you, no, you get stabbed every other day in DC, or I should say, like, New York. That's what's really going on. And now we're getting investigations into what's really going on here. Why are these higher-ups covering up these crimes? It doesn't matter what the statistics are. It's your job to clean up the city, to keep it safe, not to play games and mess around with statistics and make it look like you're doing a good job. It's as if when you have people that don't give a shit or are very corrupt in charge, they're going to do crap like this. And it sounds like Trump's admin is taking it seriously. They're saying, wait, huh? Wait, what do you mean that the higher-ups were lying about statistics? They're making stuff up. They were, in fact, according to the chairman of the union, he was saying they would respond to scenes of these violent crimes, and inevitably you'll have a captain or a commander show up to the scene and advise them to take a report for a lesser offense. Sometimes there'll be a shooting or a stabbing, and they will be directed to take an injured person to a hospital report, not even a crime at all. Sometimes a robbery will be reported as a theft. This is insane. That's what the police union chair of DC is saying. They're saying, yeah, we're being forced to lie about the statistics, to not report a crime, to make it seem like crime is going lower. And that's how Democrats got this idea that, oh, it's going down to record lows. And it blew up in their face. Because anyone that's honest would tell you this is bullshit. There is no universe that violent crime by some miracle is all-time lows. I mean, look at this. They're claiming that violent crime in DC from 2019, right, before the federalization of the police department, was down 35%. I don't care who you are. It's clear as day. Especially before 2020, all right? In 2019, all these cities, they were far safer. It's gotten significantly worse. But they try to gaslight people into thinking there's no crime. In fact, so it's the safest city in the world. Gee, I wonder why Dems lose every year. You cannot just say that there's no crime. Because people have eyes and ears. They can tell what's going on. And it's like, yeah, New York people are getting stabbed and shot every day. Same thing in DC. But oh, those statistics are all-time lows. Really? You tried the same thing with the economy, with Biden. You try to say the economy is booming, Bidenomics. And the same thing happened. The statistics were bullshit, and you got exposed. And they try to do the same thing with crime. And the same thing's happening. Because it's like, wait, crime's going way down in just a week, yet they're saying that crime's all-time low? Really? It's as if they're full of shit, they're liars, they have no clue what they're doing, and once again, they decided to side on the 20% on every single 80-20 issue. Yet again. I don't get who thinks this is a good idea. I mean, at least pretend and say, yeah, crime is a problem, but we have to do something different. No, they can't even do that. They're just saying, no, crime's non-existent. It's like saying the economy was booming in 2023 and 2024. Yeah, how did that go? If the Republican Party had half a brain, they would make crime the #1 issue for 26. Be like, see? The Democrat Party, they're lying about statistics. They're covering up real crimes happening in D.C., New York, L.A., Chicago, all these big cities. They're lying about it. The crime's way worse than anyone expects. In fact, just open your eyes. You can go to any city right now and yeah, it's a shithole. And Democrats, they're not worried about fixing the issue. In fact, they're trying to claim we are the safest we've ever been. Yeah, I'm sure it's totally safe and legitimate that where these statistics come from. It's bullshit. And it's not just a crime, by the way, but the homelessness stuff, where we had all these encampments in DC and every big city, but DC got ridiculous where it's like hundreds of these encampments of a bunch of homeless people, and for decades, politicians across the aisle said, we can't do anything. There's no way to clean up these encampments. They gotta stay there. None of the programs are working. In fact, spend even more money. Well, according to the New York Post, in just 3 days, okay, this was on August 15th, like 3 days after Trump's executive order went into effect, and really before the National Guard got in there, they cleared up over 75 homeless camps in DC. 75 by the U.S. Park Police in just 3 days. It took all these cities decades to even comprehend what to do. They said, no, we can't do anything. Or they just say, oh, the city's actually safe and there's no homelessness. Yeah. Meanwhile, Trump is like, okay, these homeless people, a lot of them need mental help, a lot of them are on drugs. We're going to get them the help they need. But we're not just going to let them stay there and keep these camps up. No, that's hideous. We're going to physically remove these camps, physically clean up the city, get rid of the graffiti, and get these people help. And that's what's going on. That's all he did. You could just do things. Trump proved it. All he did was say, hey, get rid of these encampments. And suddenly, they're gone. Now imagine if we did this in every city, and that's what I hope Trump does. Do this in every single city. I know DC is a little bit different because it is the nation's capital. He has a bit more power here. But try the same thing in New York and LA and make the Democrat Party oppose it. Make them say, no, we don't want to clean up our city. No, Orange Man is bad. Make them do it. Make them side on the 20% yet again. Now, I don't know if Trump's going to extend this to every city. I think he will eventually. But either way, he's proving that all you had to do was just enforce the law. The same thing at the border. Remember that? Oh, we need amnesty to solve the border. Look at that. The border right now is secured. There is no changes to the law. In fact, they just enforce the law. There's no amnesty. Remember, James Lankford is saying, oh, we need to import 10,000 illegals each day to fix the border. That's his proposal. That's what Republicans in 2023 are trying to push before Trump said no and stopped them. That's what they try to do with Democrats. They try to push through a form of amnesty where they kept the border wide open until a certain limit was reached. And then they might do something. But Trump proved you don't have to pass anything. Just enforce the laws. Just use half a brain and realize, oh, we already got laws on the books right now to deal with this. Just our leadership has been so worthless for decades that they never did anything like this to physically clean up our cities. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.